Still on the FCT, Trademore Estate is located at the Lugbe area of the Federal Capital Territory, and we all know that flooding all over the world is inevitable, but can be managed. Residents of the megacity have been confronted by hydra-headed monster of flooding, which led to loss of lives and properties, and this was the worst they have witnessed so far. Residents of Trademore Estate shared their experiences concerning the flood. Let's take a listen.
The Trademore flooding has been consistent for years. This year, 2023, 116 houses were submerged by the flood. Residents of Trademore spoke concerning the flood.
It's not the first time, but it was 2 years ago we have a flood like this. But last year there is nothing happened. But this year, if you can look, we are in June. We are not in July or August. But this flood was terrible. The way I understand that maybe there is something that was blocked, and when the water is supposed to flow, you cannot block water. By the time you block a water, by the time that the water was penetrate for the many places to flow, that is why you see the water was coming from like this. But if you can look, they didn't do the proper way the water is supposed to pass freely.
The water must flow and must find its way.
Absolutely.
The obstruction along the flow line has already enabled the water to find another course. At the end of the day, meandering back to follow its own design course.
Very much so.
Again, as we are just coming in here, you could see that coverage. By me looking at it,
No, it's wrong.
it will not allow adequate flow. Has already enabled the water to find another course. At the end of the day, meandering back to follow its own. You see that coverage. Has all the water to find another course. At the end of the day, meandering.
Thank you very much, sir.
The Director General, FCT Emergency Management Agency, Dr. Abbas Idris, advised residents and the general public concerning purchase of land and properties.
What we are trying to avert is to ensure that no life is lost. The one that happened at Trademore recently, there was no loss of life. And Trademore it has been persistent. Every year we have issues around that area. We're in the estate whereby many houses used to be submerged. Excuse me, like this year we mark 116 houses that were submerged. And we are still looking at the possibility of how the flood can be mitigated around that area to ensure that there is free flow of water through or beside the Trademore. But definitely water must find its way to its own destination. So that is what we are doing. Now that the FCT has declared Trademore as a disaster zone, it means that people have to relocate from that area for safety. That is for their own good. It's not for anything, and it is the international best practice. That's the best way to do it. it is not done for them to evacuate because, like some of them were saying that when that FCT wants to demolish the place so that they can share the land. I think there are enough lands in the FCT that can be shared if they really want to share land to themselves. That's the FCT administration. So it is just for safety. My advice to anybody who wants to buy land, whether from a developer or from anybody, he or she should try as much as possible to reach out to Aegis, AGIS, in area 11 to cross-check about that particular land. Because sometimes you go and buy a land that is on floodplain, you buy a land that is on waterways, you buy a land that is on flood-prone area. So if you cross-check with Aegis and there is no encumbrances, anything on the land, you can go and buy. Even those developers that are now developing estates, especially those around Lugbe, it is common knowledge that development has not reached Lugbe yet. Lugbe is in phase 5, so try as much as possible to verify any piece of land you are buying from any developer at the Aegis before you can go ahead to buy. Get the details of the area, get the details of the land, and then come to Aegis and cross-check. I'm not only talking about land that you are buying. Even if you are renting a house, please try as much as possible to know why that house is existing. If somebody had been there, why is he not there now? And if it is a new place, find out what are the risks, what are the hazards associated with the building. And then also the moral hazard of the particular landlord. That will make you unhappy even if the land and the house is okay, yet the moral hazard of the person, of the landlord, is not good. So find out even with the neighbors who is the landlord. All this could help you to stay happy and then safe in the FCT.
Quite unfortunate. Well, in an event of any emergency within the FCT and its environs, please dial the FCT emergency number 112. And that's how we wrap up the show for today. Many thanks for watching. Join me same time, 9:30 a.m. every Wednesday on African Independent Television, AIT. I'm Hawa Momo. Stay safe and bye for now.